Welcome to the Nameless Voices podcast. This is episode number 30, and where the hell did February go?
Super fucking fast.
My name's Nanashi. I'll be your host for the evening, and I apologize in advance for whatever this show is going to be. Joining me tonight is a menagerie of personalities. He is the Yugi memer himself, Connor Lockhart.
Currently praying that purely isn't connected to the dual terminal storyline because my video is already 24 and a half minutes long.
He has been chibified for reasons unknown, Kenny the Caveman.
I'm feeling super chibi right now.
He's disappearing and reappearing faster than we can keep track, Chaos.
I couldn't hear shit, and I realized it's because the internet, the Wi-Fi doesn't fucking work here with Discord for some reason.
Oh, that's just
bullshit.
bullshit.
It just knows. It just knows you want to do shit. That's why.
It just knows you want to have fun, and it makes you sit and spin, basically.
Seagull moment. We have our fellow furry Yugi tuber, Mr. Ori Kalkos.
Aggressively singing undefeatable internally.
We have our discount moist critical, Raven.
Hello, I have finally escaped the basement from the last podcast session. However, Nanashi has been feeding me nothing but Legos, and I've been shitting literal Mega Blocks. Send help.
I guess that experiment worked.
Why?
You're not safe.
Why?
We have our token salad player, Reborn.
Now with 30% more D.
He is the god of winter, Tomy.
Sup, bitches? You like that snow in California? I'll do it again. Want me to do it again? I'll fucking do it again!
And he's here in all his protogenic glory, Zivuth.
I come for you when you don't behave, so lock your children away.
I stole your RAM.
Don't bother locking your children up. I'm already in there.
Oh,
Oh,
God.
shit. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, okay.
Out of context, it just sounds...
Bad.
Why don't you have a seat right over there?
Boy.
Bye.
Of course, I mean I'm not children. How evil for me.
Oh, boy. Alright, so first things first, how's everybody doing today?
Good.
You know,
I'm
pretty good.
About
Decent.
$60 away from finishing Draco. Smile. For all the others, like,
Oh.
all the other three of them that are even the cards at one.
Well, I am currently A-OK. I am glad to be back uploading.
And we're glad to see it.
What happened?
I recently uploaded proper content again. You should have seen it with... It was with Raven, it was an absolute dumpster fire. We couldn't control our laughter.
If there are any more shitpost decks or shitpost support for decks in like the future, we may have to make this like a series or something.
Yes. Like,
How
the
about
Fire
New Village
Fairies.
versus something?
I mean, it's just gonna happen. If it does, I won't be surprised. I'll just
The
say, yeah.
monthly trash off. The monthly trash off.
Go
Trash
for it.
off.
Go
A
for
monthly
it.
bring in
trash
the
off.
The monthly trash
Alright.
off. I'm gonna make that thing. The monthly trash off with Raze, even. Where we both play trash decks and we
Okay.
just go just completely off the rails.
And the whole
Hey,
time...
fellas,
Reminds me of the time I built Dinosaur Water Dragon deck.
No,
Hey fellas,
God.
you wanna see
I
me
did
play
that
my
once.
start?
I mean, I did it and I won a local, so
Oh,
get angry all you
Big
get,
up,
groan all you want. It worked.
big
you
up.
know what? It just... We live in a strange world.
We do, we
Hey.
do.
We
Oh,
truly
God.
do.
Hey Ori, I'm gonna bring in my Star Seraph deck. Gets OTK.
Yes.
yes,
And
yes,
the-
I took
the
time out
funny
of my
thing
life
is-
to build that.
Star Surf gets frickin' locked out by frickin' crash bugs because they summon Vanity Fiends.
Yeah.
Wait.
Oh, no.
Crash bugs. Why not play digital bugs?
Yeah,
Wow.
It's just
Crash Bugs are
Crash Bug Turbo.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's go ahead and get started on some of these topics. We don't have much interesting news to talk about because not much interesting happens right now. Yosh isn't here right now to bring this up, so he asked me to do it. Apparently, Minecraft Steve has been banned from Super Mario Bros. Ultimate competitive.
Smash Bros.
Yeah.
Ultimate, and he gets what he
Oh.
fucking deserves.
Yeah, because of a new tech exploit. I can't remember the name of it, but it basically cancels out all hit stun and lets Steve immediately follow up with a move, and it's super broken, which has caused many tournaments to just outright ban Steve. If not, they just simply ban the tech from being played, from being allowed.
On top of that, he has actually not
Finally,
hit
Steve
recovery.
is a good Smash character.
That's
Good
so
recovery.
weird.
The
Also-
block, Minecart, and the glider have a word with you.
Anyways, you were
Yeah,
saying,
like-
Chaos?
It was literally that, but I think they just made it like, oh, it's the hit recovery tech or whatever. And on top of that, like, testing shows that not only is his recovery incredible, but he has some of the best. Like, you cannot play a heavy against a good Steve.
Exactly. Yeah.
Like, they will ladder combo kill you from 0%.
Exactly.
That's obnoxious.
Up
And
smash.
many
Up,
Steve
no, up tilt.
many-
Up tilt. Up tilt.
Like-
block. Up tilt.
and many
Up tilt.
Steves just
Yeah.
outright camp, and many Steves just outright camp players because
They
of
can just
mine
do
and
that
block.
straight up.
Oh boy.
So
It's
you're telling me the
beyond
moment
toxic.
someone
I'm not sure
the
if he's
moment-
worse than Smash 4 Bayonetta, but who knows?
So what you're
Not
saying is, if you were to bring in a heavy to face Steve, it's literally he just goes full on Fist of the North Star on someone like Bowser or whatnot.
Yeah, and he
It's a-
doesn't. And the thing is, he doesn't even need his tools. But if you
Yep.
try to camp, but also a Steve can just camp you and then do the same thing, but with stronger tools. So either way, you're fucked.
That's
Yeah,
that's obnoxious.
Which people are not talking about enough, is that a good Steve player will just completely invalidates using heavies.
exactly. Yeah,
Jeez.
and for those reasons, and the newly discovered tech has caused many.
Something that they're also not talking about is that Kazuya is starting to get banned. Good fucking riddance.
Honestly, Kazi is kind of one of those characters. Hot take. I don't think the ban is warranted. Hear me out. Because
No ban
I'll
is.
listen, but I don't agree, but I'm listening.
he has an incredibly high skill ceiling. Like, you really need to know what you're doing if you want to play a master Kazuya. Just like with how it is with Tekken, because from what I've heard, Tekken is quite complex with its move inputs, so you're going to need to take a good chunk of your time off to really get to learn to master it.
I mean, counter argument, that's literally can be applied to most other characters in the game. If not
Yeah.
all of them.
I was going to say that argument where the skill ceiling is high could apply to Smash 4 Bayonetta, and guess what?
Mhm.
She's busted in Smash 4.
And banned. Well, she was
Yeah.
banned.
She was banned until she got nerfed, from what I heard.
And then she still killed the game.
She still
Yeah.
killed. Yeah, she still killed the
Well,
game, and then they had to nerf her for Ultimate, else she would have been banned again. But the
So,
issue with that argument is that if a character is so strong that if someone with a high skill ceiling plays them, they can constantly get 0 to deaths, no problem. Then the problem isn't. Then the justification for the character is completely thrown out the window. Like, there are people who there's a fucking Little Mac player that gets shit done, like actually fucks up top tier players.
Peanut.
Peanut. There are people who fuck people up with the lowest characters in the game. It gets thrown out. That argument is thrown out the window, if you ask me.
Okay, well, let's go ahead and go to the next topic then, because this one's kind of rough to think about. Apparently, Microsoft has gotten a step farther in acquiring Activision Blizzard for $69 billion.
Nice.
I mean, we've already seen that Activision Blizzard looks like they want to work with other companies anyways, and I don't really see a... I mean, there's obviously a major issue where we don't want one company owning every gaming brand there is, but...
No,
eh.
I'm okay with this. I'm okay with this. Let's see what happens.
We'll
Maybe
have to wait.
Activision will nerf Mercy
Imagine
enough.
if EA ruled the world.
No, thank you.
At least it'd be
The
better
world would
than
be over.
being constantly getting hit with those kind of lawsuits. Because
Well,
honestly,
the only positive thing I can really see coming out of this is that Activision Blizzard might actually get their shit together if they're under control of someone like Microsoft.
I have my doubts, but I guess only time will tell.
I have hope because of the Minecraft updates.
Okay, that's fair.
But maybe I'm hoping that if they do acquire Blizzard, that maybe Microsoft will force them to nerf Mercy enough for her to stop being fucking used all the time.
No,
thought
I
it was
think
Moros
there
being
there
used, like, all
still
the
will
time.
be a healer. I think there'll still be a healer in Overwatch, no matter what.
No,
Mercy-
Oh, there should be. But I think Mercy, people hate the fact she got nerfed. I think she didn't get nerfed enough because she's constantly used. Like, Blizzard didn't fucking didn't
Because
say
Mercy's
how
one of the
much they
few
wanted.
support characters that are actually kind of good.
Well,
Also,
no. All of them are pretty
Baptiste?
good, except Baptiste is somewhat arguable in some situations.
BAP requires
And
actual
Brigitte,
aim.
but yeah.
That's the difference.
Like,
Mercy heals from a distance without needing to aim. You just need general direction, which is one of the reasons I used to like playing Symmetra. You didn't need to aim. You just had to be in their general direction.
Yeah. That's why when I always hate when someone is a Mora, I'm just like, can you stop? I just want... Mercy, help me. Thank you, Mercy. You're helping me. Kiriko, thank you. Baptiste, you got at the aim. Anna,
I mean,
you have to...
Bionic
Anna, you have
Sword
to
and
aim.
If a
Right
Moira is
click will
targeting
burn.
anyone but your Mercy, then they're doing Moira wrong.
No, the thing is, Kiriko, she isn't as like her healing isn't the best, but she can get to you the fastest.
Oh no, I agree. It's just that
Yeah.
if you're using Moira like that, you're using her wrong.
Okay,
If
so
I'm a Moira main, if the first person I'm diving is the Mercy and then the Kiriko.
Yeah, because Kiriko's healing, she only heals you enough to get so that you can get to the Mercy.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
okay, so
I can...
Ziff has actually had something he wanted to talk about regarding this.
Yeah, I didn't plan that you guys talk about the Blizzard games now. The deal isn't new news, honestly, since it's since last year when Microsoft made the plans to fully buy ActiBliss, but I don't know if any one of you followed the process until now, but Sony did step into it very fast since they are against it, and now there are rumors that the FTC and AMC are on their side, which shows them that they first denied it, but the Kurt Chappell has enough of Sony now, and they force Sony now to reveal all the documents of the last 5 years, which is checkmate for Sony.
Ooh.
God damn. That ain't good.
Sony
ain't good.
literally dug their own hole, and that's so funny.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is not a good time to be a gamer. This is not a good time.
No, it is not.
Please, if you really want to, just if we go back in time to about the 90s, early 2000s, back when we had a good time. When we got all the game. There was no extra stuff. It was good time. I can go back in time. Who wants to go with me? Anybody want to go? Just Bonnie and Voltaire.
I'm good.
Cheap.
Finally it will be revealed what Sony did for shit the last 5 years. I just say the APK deal in 2019.
I'm good. I'm happy with with all the Resident Evil stuff that recently popped out, so I'll stay here. Dude, I can't wait for the RE4 remake. Oh, so good.
Yeah, and I'm kind of optimistic just due to the fact that they made Ashley an actual character instead of a burden.
Yeah, boy, let's go.
Oh, I like the burdenness of RE4 originally. I was like, all right, if you die, it's because you're incompetent. It's not my fault. Now it's like if she dies, it's in my hands. It's
Also,
like,
you
well, I'm
can't tell her to
incompetent then.
hide anymore.
Like when the
It's more of a,
Kirchhoff now gives Microsoft right, then the FTC and AMC are forced to let the deal go through. So Sony is really checkmate now.
Sony is kind of always in shit, just for the PS5 shit they pull.
Yeah, among other things.
yeah.
A lot of things. You know
And
what's
two
I mean,
things will be hopefully
Spider-Man.
now revealed. They can definitely don't do such exclusive deals anymore like they did in the past.
Okay, if I may, I'd like to talk about one thing real quick. Next topic on my list. How many of you guys are sick of seeing isekai anime?
Maybe.
Not
What do you-
yet.
what do you-
I'm
what
not.
do you mean by
Never
that? What do
watched
you-
it.
Really?
Anime that is
I'm
literally
not
just the
yet.
plot of somebody dies and gets thrown into another world.
Not a she. That's me every
eh,
incarnation. Like, why are you targeting me? I didn't do
You know,
this. It's not my
I
fault.
mean, okay, hold on. Let me say this real fast. It was good in the beginning. Now it's dog shit.
Well, I
Funny
may.
that
Honor
you-
Online
The
more,
only
right?
exception I still like is the Shadows Eminence, but the rest of the animes, of the isekai animes, can die and go. Like
Well,
funny that
I'm sorry,
crazy.
I had to take a phone call. What topic are we on?
I was just talking about how
isekai
isekai
stuff.
anime are boring and repetitive.
Oh,
But
yeah.
Speaking of, it's funny that you mention that, Nanashi, because over this past week I have been binge watching That Time I Got Reincarnated as a Slime.
Mm-hmm.
And
Okay,
it's
that one.
pretty
That okay.
cool.
That
Okay,
one's
that one is good
acceptable.
too.
What,
That
but what
one
about
can
good?
stay.
what about Konosuba?
Eh.
I don't know. Konosuba's
No.
always has to play about equality. Taught me equality, so I
It's
can't
not-
say no to Konosuba.
It's not bad. It's just kind of meh.
What about The Legend of the Shield Hero?
Oh god, I can't stand torture porn.
Oh Jesus! What the fuck did I just walk? What
But
the
there
fuck did I
is
just walk into?
one recently released isekai anime that has my attention full and forthright. And you're gonna laugh. It's
Oh, no.
it's farming life in another world.
That's
Okay,
good.
that one's good.
It's so simple and cute. Guy dies,
shit.
gets reborn into a new world, but he says that he's given the boon of anything he wants as a superpower. He decides he wants to be a goddamn farmer.
I'm
And
cool
he's
with
an
that.
overpowered
Hey,
one at
hey,
that. He's like
Cincinnatus moment.
And
like
it's just-
He
Superman
just
if he
decided to
if he took
become
up
Brock
agriculture.
Lesnar, the
Yes,
ultimate farmer.
he's given the perfect omni tool for gardening. Any tool that he can think of that he needs to be a farmer or a gardener is just given to him, and it's such a
He
simple
cooking.
concept,
He
and it
cooking.
works.
What are your all's thoughts on that one isekai, Overlord?
Love that show. It's hilarious. But the fact that it's
Never
an
watched it,
isekai,
wouldn't know.
the fact that it's technically an isekai by base definition is a bit of a detractor for me because the concept of an isekai detracts from a lot of shows nowadays because it's just so prevalent. But they took the concept and ran with it in a unique way. Guy ends up in a new world, ends up becoming the demonic overlord from his favorite video game, and instead of being upset about it, he just decides, fuck it, I might as well just rule the world.
No,
I'm cool with that.
I don't
So,
even
actually,
I
Santi
you
are
know what
talking.
isekai that I actually kind of love? From King to Extraordinary Squire.
Eh.
This king gets reincarnated as a female squire
Oh.
that is addicted to throwing hands.
Uh-huh.
Like problem in front of her. Yo, let's throw hands.
I
I
might
don't
give
know-
that one a look, I guess. It sounds different.
I don't know what
So,
I don't know what is it, but
I don't really
love
watch
it.
a lot of. I don't really watch a lot of anime myself. I'm gonna be real with you, so I wouldn't know.
I do. I just go to pirate sites. You do
So
shit. Do
since
shit
we
like illegally.
are talking about isekai stuff, could you count Hespin Hotel and Huluva Boss 2 at 2? I mean, you get kind of reborn in hell, don't you?
I wouldn't really count them as isekais.
I don't count them as isekais either because they're just becoming what they are, especially like in Hell of a Boss. You have this one. If you haven't watched Hell of a Boss now and spoiling the first episode, go fuck yourself.
Yeah, first episode's fine.
The first episode's fine. Basically, the teacher's this, and then they catches them cheating, and then she snaps, and she goes to hell, and she's a vicious bitch. She's
Exactly.
like an imp, sort of. She looks exactly like the imps, but more
Oh, okay.
built.
Sounds about right.
Okay.
I'm
Hot
just
take.
I'm just mad that Beastars is only getting a third season.
Eh.
Wait, it's not getting a fourth?
And the fifth,
Apparently not.
I actually did like I heard from a lot of people that Beastars was like that one anime where it's like, oh, it was like so good that like both the manga and the anime was to the point that the weebs and the furries just came together and like shook hands like, yeah, this is some quality stuff you've got cooking here.
I couldn't get
Yeah,
past
but
season
I'll just
1.
say this to the weebs. The furries rule. You can kiss my ass at the Taco Bell.
Oh, while we're on the topic of
Apparently, it's
isekai,
not getting a. Sorry, I was gonna say apparently it's not getting a fourth season, but maybe that's just because they're still working on the third.
Maybe.
That makes sense, I
It
guess.
might be a fourth season because they need to finish.
just
the
like
comic.
One Punch Man will take forever to get to the actual manga because
And
of this stupid studios releasing it in blocks with just 12 episodes.
Dude, how do you think I felt about Mob fucking Psycho? Oh my god, waiting that fucking long made me just want to choke someone. And
Okay,
I feel
so
the same way about One Punch Man too.
Or
Before
what's
we
with
before
Attack on Titan? How many final parts they still want to release in the anime?
I gave up on
Attack on
Attack on
Anyway.
Titan's
Titan after season
overrated.
1.
Attack on Titan's overrated. I stuck to the manga.
Okay,
I
so
didn't watch the show.
Raven,
hold on.
I think you were going to say something?
Oh yeah, I was gonna say, back to the whole isekai thing. Hot take: the Backrooms is an isekai.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, I don't
No,
think
I knew
anyone
you
can
were
argue
gonna
that.
Agreed.
That's
I knew you were gonna
Agreed.
say
That's
that.
a good one.
yeah, it's an isekai video game. I don't think anybody can argue that.
Dude,
Agreed.
Backroom's just so much fun. I like one of the favorite villain of mine is that loud ass dog human looking thing.
Yes, the
Those
VR
things
chat
fuck
version
you
of
up.
Backrooms is so fun.
I play the
Oh.
Escape the Backrooms game with my friend on stream, and I'm a little partial to not liking that game just because there's the one room where it's that monster thing, the white monster that turns into people. But in this area, you're supposed to find a door that has an elevator, but the monster's around and can pop out at you, and everything's dark. That thing kept fucking spawning on us on the stairs, which gives you zero reaction. So whenever one of us died, both of us had to restart that level, and we couldn't find the room, even though I could have sworn we checked all of them.
Well, one of my
Damn.
favorite backroom thing is it's where you have to hide in the houses during the dark. And then if you don't, they come and get you. And then you crawl up into a clown house, which is just totally badass.
One of my
Clown
favorite
house is one of my favorites. Go ahead.
YouTubers, To the Ranting Griffin. He was big. He's a furry YouTuber who was big into making like, I guess you would call it offensive comedy now. He actually played the Backroom Survival a few months ago. I dropped a link to the video of it.
I stopped watching Griffin after he got canceled.
He's back now, so it's not like it matters.
I still won't watch his channel. Once
That's
you
fair.
get canceled, you're not in my book anymore.
Okay then.
Like I basically told my best friend, you ever get canceled, you might as well dig your own grave because I won't even bury you.
Note to self: don't get canceled.
You know,
Which is
speaking of
easier said than done.
isekai,
As
Oh,
You
people
know,
want to
Sora-
people want to cancel me, but I just tell them to go sit on the bad dragon and go moan.
Okay,
People
so,
might now cancel me for what I said at the beginning as the opener.
Oh. Okay, Connor, what were you gonna say?
you know Sword Art Online.
Yeah.
Yes.
oh boy,
Well, turns out, aside from being bad as an anime, it turns out if it was a real life game, it would be bad as well.
Well,
Oh,
yeah.
dear. That's true. It's true.
The user
I-
interface, just a bunch of drop down menus that you can only see like 5 at a time. So by the time you try to get your potion, you die.
Want to talk about an actual good game? That One Piece game. Holy fuck! Plus, it's all in Japanese, which is even better. The One Piece
Problem
game.
number
Out
2. Ooh, no variety in class roles. It's all DPS.
Hmm.
And there's with
My-
the game's economy is trash.
a game
what
that
would be
literally
nowadays?
threatens to kill you if you like put it on and die in said game. Yeah, people are gonna hop onto that.
Which
Yes,
is
everybody's
funny.
interested in playing Freddy Krueger Simulator.
Because the
Exactly.
way you get
Apparently,
Just play Dead by Daylight.
yeah,
Yeah. Dead by Daylight's fun.
the end universe
Very
game
fun.
of Sword Art Online. Well, I'm just gonna put a link to a YouTube video in the channel
Yeah, that's
because Mother's Basement goes into way more detail than I ever can.
Yeah,
I
that
mean,
works.
aside
It
from
was
the
so
broken
good.
game economy and mechanics that Sword Art Online presents, my biggest gripe was how they tried passing the protagonist Kirito as the quote-unquote black swordsman. Like, no, motherfuckers, that title belongs to Guts and Guts alone.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes, holy shit! After that shit happened, if my friends brought up SAO, I'm like, do yourself a favor, go toast a bath. Like that, you don't ruin Berserker. Berserker's that good shit.
Yeah.
If he keeps saying that, you're making Mira roll over in his grave.
Yeah.
Facts, fam. Fucking facts.
Okay, so
Uh,
because
Kirito.
go ahead.
Actually, go
I was
ahead.
actually about to bring up, the whole, the magical elephant in the room, as they would say.
Mhm.
You know what I'm talking about? The moment I bring about that, let's just get straight to the point. That wizard game.
Yeah, let's just
Causes-
leave it at that.
King,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm not touching that, and I have lost about 45
Wizard
friends on
101?
Facebook over it.
No,
No. Let's just not touch on it any
Wizards of
further. We
Waverly
drew
Place?
attention to it.
Please
That's all we
don't.
need to do.
Yeah.
I have cleaned about
Fortnite?
90 friends from my
Seriously,
life
dude,
in under
no.
a month. Oh, my bad.
Just saying, it's just caused so much
Pain and
toxicity
misery.
and hypocrisy. Let's just leave it at that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The point where many people have literally cried because of it, and even getting doxxed. It was so disgusting.
Yeah. Let's go ahead and just change on to the next topic in the list before we
Please
dredge
do.
it up by accident.
Can I say one thing about it?
Sure.
And it's not about the game itself. I think the release of that game and Atomic Heart perfectly sum up how modern culture and people overreact over fucking everything.
You know what? I'll give you that one.
People are
Agreed.
saying Atomic Heart promotes us supporting Russia. No, it fucking doesn't.
It's just
Okay.
a game.
Okay.
It's just a game.
It's just a game.
Yeah.
Just
Great
because there's
concept.
Fuck anyone who
story.
played the Wizard game, though.
dude, come on.
No.
No.
It's just a game.
All right.
To
Hey,
be fair,
everyone
though,
has their own opinion, and I can have it.
Yes, you can.
To be
And
All right,
to be fair,
I'm gonna change the subject right now.
I was actually
I
just
s-
about to.
Oh, sorry.
No, it's fine. What did you have to say? Go ahead.
I saw the live evil X demons. I want a CSM demons driver right now.
Oh, you're talking Tokusatsu. Okay.
Yes. Like me and my friends would always bring up, what if certain superheroes ever met various writers? And we always would talk about how demons would have a job in the Justice League faster than you could say.
You know what?
Yeah.
Not even
You make a fair point.
no,
Amazing.
not even
Superman would personally be like, "You want to be in the Justice League?"
not even just superhero. I am curious, like, what would happen if we introduced like video game characters into this equation?
We would have a bigger problem on our hands than you could possibly imagine, because if we have to go by the oldest rules in existence, being that one media's characters go into another, if we have to go by that, then we have to remember Beetleborg's logic, in which if you make the heroes exist, the villains have to exist too.
Yeah, and I like that logic that Beetleborgs did because it makes sense. It's
So
like
what
when
happened
TMT and Batman did a thing. It's like they have to.
No,
Everything has to come together. If it doesn't make any sense, if it doesn't, don't do that.
like what ranger would be facing down like Virgil from Devil May Cry? Let's be honest here.
The
What,
That would be
originals,
Ranger?
something I'd pay to see.
It has to be originals.
yeah, the originals are the most
Virgil
powerful.
will
They have the
fuck
most
'em up.
direct access to the morphing grid.
Yeah. Unless you want to get some less subliminal and be like, well, there's also like ninjas and samurai and the Mystic Force and
Like,
dinosaurs. Three generations of dinosaurs.
if you
Yeah,
watch
yeah.
Mystic
We don't talk
Force,
about samurai.
if you
Then
watch
NATO
Mystic,
Armstrong gonna clap them all.
Yeah,
if you watch
to-
Mystic
but
Force,
they're
you can
original.
see that them out of costume can take down a giant monster single-handedly with a couple of spell
That's why I love
wands.
Mystic Force. Mystic Force,
Yeah.
SPD, Ninja Storm. Those are the three. I love the original, but those are my three because I grew
Wild
up
say
on
Force.
those.
The original was
Hold on,
good.
are they
Well,
not
Force is
referred
good.
to?
Dino
Are they
Thunder
not-
and Dino Thunder.
Those are my two.
Are they not referred to as
And
rangers in
FPT.
Tokusatsu, or is it like something else?
No, in Tokusatsu, they're referred to as Sentai members.
Yeah,
Oh,
they're
that
Sentai
that's
members.
that's what I meant to say. Sentai.
Yeah, hentai members.
That's
Ha.
why
Oh,
it's
God damn it.
funny. If I could bring this up,
Go
know,
ahead.
that technically when we were trying to make Power Rangers Samurai, it literally the Super Sentai is like, we're gonna make this really essentially for the Japanese audience because the story makes sense if you watch it in a Japanese audience. If you actually watch the original, it makes sense. When we try to Americanize it and try to copy and paste it, it doesn't work. Because
It,
it's
Wait,
like
it does.
it really
in-
doesn't.
Samurai
Watch
was
it.
supposed to be. Sorry,
yeah,
Samurai
Sam-
was supposed to be for Japan only.
Yeah,
Basically,
if you watch
yeah.
the Sentai for
It's-
it,
I'm gonna
It's-
have to look into that then.
it doesn't make any sense Americanized because like why would Jaden be okay? Like,
doesn't.
what? It doesn't
You-
make
you don't-
sense, and then you watch it to
you-
Sentai, it makes so much sense.
Hold on,
You
let me
don't-
just say this real fast. I'm gonna get some hate for it. Kamen Rider has been better than the last few seasons of some Power Ranger shit.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's
No,
not
it's
saying
I,
much.
I
Yeah.
would probably agree
That's not saying
with
much.
you.
The
Yeah,
latest,
from
What
what
did
I
I
see,
say? If someone
even, like,
disagrees, I'm like,
I
don't sit
think
in the
most
corner.
Power Rangers fans would agree with you. Like,
I mean, from the
one of the latest series was just fucking all of the Rangers cameoing. When, like, first
Mega.
off, Dino Thunder, by the way, favorite and best season if you ask me. I will not argue that.
I would
Also,
argue that it's Wild Force.
Also, another
Anyways,
thing-
sorry, continuing.
also-
I'm sorry, I was still going on
Go ahead.
with the point. The place where Dino Thunder and all those cameo, the Dino Thunder powers were canonically gone because they used the powers to kill off the villain.
Mm-hmm.
That's true.
It's same thing happened to Ninja Storm. They had to use their powers to defeat something, so they lose their powers, so they can't morph anymore. But then they become teachers of the dojo, anyways.
Which makes sense.
you know what?
So, in conclusion, ladies and gentlemen, fuck Megaforce. All my homies hate Megaforce.
Everyone hates Megaforce.
Hates
They do
Megaforce.
them dirty.
I
No.
barely know anything about Tokusatsu, but from like some of the out of context clips that I've seen of that, I'd argue that Power Rangers doesn't stand against it at all. It has no shot.
No.
Like Americanized Power Rangers, like you were talking about the Power Rangers Samurai, the Americanized version of the Tokusatsu Samurai one.
Mm-hmm.
That was literally my first exposure to like the franchise in general. And there was this episode I saw where like, well, there was two episodes, but like both of the villains were like extremely goofy, even for an Americanized version. There was a
Mm-hmm.
villain who literally like blew up people by like saying like elementary school leveled like insults at them.
Yep.
Yep.
Yep, I
Then
remember this one.
there was another weird one, like it's like, oh, I'm a villain who like gains power by like dismantling children's dreams or whatnot. And it's like, okay, you want to elaborate further? Well, I told little Timmy to give up on baseball and it made me powerful.
Yeah, and I just looked
Yeah.
like
That's the
like-
Dream Eater monster. A lot of the creatures in Samurai are based on creatures from Japanese lore, and
or which makes sense more in Japanese Japan than it
if
would
you
be
go
like
into
for
the
us.
show knowing it's made for a
Exactly,
Japanese
exactly.
audience, it's good. If you go in there
It's
completely
good.
blind, you're gonna be
It's
so
terrible.
confused.
Like
Terrible
the
and
entire
confusing.
like the entire episode summarized was literally, "Hey, I want to be a pro baseball player when I grow up." The monster, I'm gonna ruin little Timmy's entire career.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The monster
Alright.
breaks little Timmy's leg. Smile.
Uh-huh.
Also,
Hate
another
to cut in,
series.
but 20 minutes until I have to go back to my shift.
Oh.
All right. Well, let's go ahead and hop to the next topic then, which would be Digimon. We're starting into the card
I'm
games.
sorry to cut off, but I do want to get into Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh.
That's fine.
Right. Okay then. Alright, on to Digimon. So before I get into the nitty-gritty of the card game, I just want to briefly touch on the anime. So Digimon Ghost Game is actually coming to an end later this month. The
Oh.
final 2 episodes will be on March 19th and then later on 26th. Hello, Yosh.
Hey, Yosh.
Yo.
Hi.
So,
I'm in a large amount of pain.
Yeah, he's got some
Yeah.
problems with his wisdom tooth.
oh yeah, that is true. So,
Yeah, I'm gonna
Fine.
crank his volume up just a little bit so we can hear him easier if he needs to talk.
of course.
You get
Go ahead and
pulled or
continue.
what?
So yeah, as I just briefly touched upon, Ghost Game is ending this month, but in its place, next month will be a new novel series called Digimon Seekers, which is apparently set to begin at the 3rd of April. But what's interesting about it is that it will be available in English, Japanese, and Chinese, so we can very easily read it whenever we want to without letting the translators or subtitles do their thing.
Cool.
So-
Sorry, but I'm reading it. And I'm not gonna.
Finally.
I'm not gonna watch it in Chinese with a lot of shit they've done.
I know.
Finally. Bing Shilling Digimon.
Yes. But yeah, from what little we've seen so far from Seekers, I think it might be worth giving it a read. I mean, I actually haven't watched the anime since what? Since Savers / Data Squad. So who knows? This might be what I need.
Maybe.
Alright, on to the card game. So the first thing is the Ultimate Cup from March till April, which has included modified rules, where the deck and Digi-Egg deck must be of one color. However, multicolor cards with a matching color are also legal for use. So for example, you can only have a deck full of white cards, but I think you can, or red cards, but I think you can technically also use red and let's say red and yellow, for example. I think both all apply in one single deck. Additionally, they've made their own custom band list for this format, for the cup, for the Ultimate Cup. With the
Any
new
chance you got a link to that?
Yeah, I'll just post the picture of it right now. Hold on. I will also just put down what the changes are. So I can just post it. Okay, yeah, there we are. So for the restricted cards, we have Gran Kuwagamon, the promo card, and Chaos Degradation. While banned cards, we have Death Exmon, Wergarurumon X Antibody, and Cerberusmon Werewolf Mode. That's
okay.
all for the Ultimate Cup for these for this list.
Cool.
So yeah. So just looking at this list, it might give some implications as to what the next full proper ban list will have in store. Still holding on to that Death Exmon ban copium though.
Of course.
For the actual card game news, the next main set, Dimensional Phase, is now out in stores. It was released on February 17th. And this is of course, your main go-to set for Mastermon support, Machine Dramon, and All-Force V-Dramon. With of course the new meta-breaking deck of Black War Greymon X. And yeah, I do mean that. Black War Greymon X has been completely dominating the meta since it came out here.
So they're version Kashtira.
RC's your tier.
No, not tier 0. Definitely tier 1. Not tier 0, tier 1. No buts about it. Just tier 1. So
I'm just glad they don't have a tier. Have Digimon had a tier 0 deck recently?
no, they have not had any tier 0.
That's
what I know.
That's Pog, dog.
That says a lot about their game
Better than
balance.
Yu-Gi-Oh!
Yeah.
Definitely. Okay,
Pog
for
as fuck.
alright, for future product, which I will only talk about for this month, Advanced Deck Beelzemon is finally coming out this month on March 24th. I'm looking forward to this, because it has actually been topping in Japan. It just goes to show that is.
Hey yo.
One color, yeah, racist. Well, at least you don't have to worry about playing cool boy in an antibody deck.
I was just like, I couldn't fucking stop hearing that joke in my head, so I needed to say it.
That's fine. No big deal. We know you're kidding.
I could go dark.
Are we sure?
No.
Joke, you don't.
Yeah. Okay, so anything else going on for the month?
Well, yes, mainly, although it's mainly from Japan news. That being the main set of versus Royal Knights out in Japan now. Of course, the Royal Knight theme set, the entire set has been revealed. All 13 Royal Knights are in the set, with Gallantmon and Omnimon both being secret rares, which is interesting to see. I was honestly expecting a Saver/Data Squad protagonist card to be a secret, but oh well. Yes, this is also a Saver/Data Squad theme set. There is one final piece of news. 2 new structure decks and the 14th main set have all been announced name-wise. The 14th main set will be called Blast Ace, and starter deck 15 and 16 will both be respectively called Dragon of Courage and Wolf of Friendship. So they're both War Greymon and Metal Garurumon structure decks, which is going to be a hard pass for me.
That's fair.
As for their release date in Japan, I don't know. They haven't been announced yet. So that is my view on Digimon, and I hope to update you more on it next month. Same time.
Okay.
Over to you, fellow Nanashi.
Thank you. So, given that Chaos has only a few minutes, I think it'd be fair to give him a couple of minutes to speak about what he wants to speak about. He said he had something for Pokemon and something for Yu-Gi-Oh! Real quick.
Yeah. So
Go ahead and get it out of your system, because you haven't been able to be here very often.
First, with Yu-Gi-Oh! I think that Kashtira and then the Gate Guardians board is a perfect example of how very quickly the Yu-Gi-Oh! Game as a whole, like competing and all, is going to die. I know that people didn't necessarily like the format because, like, Thunder Dragon and Sky Striker and Orcus, like, everyone has a bad memory of those decks.
Yeah.
But that
Good
time of the game and the True Draco, Dino, Draco,
Draco,
Xyz,
Fun Draco.
Zodiac, all those two formats were some of the healthiest times for the game because there were so many decks you could actually play. And now we have a format where there's another tier 0 deck after a tier 0 deck, and there's a ton of broken support cards. And oh, look at that! The new Gate Guardians are being splashed into the meta deck for a free double Omni negate.
Yep, and it's just
Sounds about
2018
legit,
again,
yeah.
where we had it's 2018 when we had multiple FTKs.
Mhm.
Ninja Code
Konami
FTK,
make-
Pin FTK.
Konami future-proofing challenge. Impossible.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's ridiculous the amount. It's ridiculous, and I don't think they realize that this type of format creation and fucking making tier 0 decks is just going to kill the game as an entirety for people.
Yeah,
And
I think
honestly,
Mhm.
that failure of Yu-Gi-Oh! To perform well as a good trading card game where people can actually build decks, if you ask me, is why Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel is actually, like, popular.
Okay, Master Duel.
Why
I
do
have
you
only
think
one
I
issue
only
with.
play online nowadays?
I only have one issue with
Honestly,
Master Duel, Maxi.
Fair.
I don't
love
I,
Maxi,
I
though.
don't
I mean,
necessarily agree because
Oh,
it makes
speaking
it
of
so that
Master
combo tier
Duel,
0 decks have to think.
the next set includes Tierlaments and Ishizu in the same set, so Master Duel will be ruined soon too.
Yeah, well, Ishizu tier didn't need to deal with a shit ton of the cards that are in Master Duel, so we'll have to wait and see.
And we'll
Unless
get
they
to that
somehow,
topic in a little bit, of course.
Oh,
No,
also
but-
have Fairy Tail
Somehow
Snow in that
prematurely-
format too.
Unless
Mhm.
they somehow prematurely gut the deck.
no, but the thing is, the only way for Konami to save this format, pretty much, they have to put the sledgehammer on Kashitra as much as they did with Tier.
Okay, well,
They can never make another deck destruction deck like that ever again.
They're not
True.
going to. All they care about is fucking money, because fuck capitalism.
now,
Columbia is
Deck
nothing new.
I mean,
destruction
the
to full
problem with
zone lock.
that, and the problem with that type of the whole problem with this system is that once the people that have been competing decide, oh, I don't want to spend money on the next one, I'm successful enough. Who are the next people going to be that are going to take up the mantle? And the answer is very quickly becoming nobody because people have expenses. People are not going to buy $1,000 cards. Like I'm sure as hell not buying any of that. In fact, I'm actually looking back towards making a Water Kragan Mako Tsunami deck.
I mean, I'm
That's
on
fun.
True Draco. This deck is ass. I
Yeah.
play True Draco this format, and we get blown out by Easily and Ash and fucking Lightning Storm.
I'm pretty
I'd
sure
rather
a
play
ton,
Draco than
like,
play
a ton of
Chapters.
general decks do. A ton of decks in general do.
Mm-hmm.
No,
okay, so
I forgot where I was going with that point, but other than that, they need to make a change in order to stop having tier 0 meta decks and start creating. I would say to start first by unbanning cards and re-releasing the archetypes in current product in order to promote people buying new product and testing out legacy decks that are still possibly really good, and then start releasing more sets with multiple strong archetypes. Because if they don't, people are going to quit and go to Master Duel, because who the fuck wants to pay $5,000 for a set of cards that's going to get banned within a couple ban lists? I'm not.
Yeah. Let's
I
be
don't.
Also,
honest, that
they need a-
Hapora is still bad in the TCG is just a middle finger from Konami at this point.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is, and power the elements. Okay, I'm gonna get some hate with this. Tier would have been okay if we never got the fairies. Tier would have been hit. Tier would have been sort of hit. Sprite would have been harder hit. with Power the Elements, it was a healthy game. Okay, they get Ricalos, sort of not healthy. They get the Earth Fairies. Everyone wants the toaster bath every 5 seconds.
Yeah. Okay, so
And mama.
Also, one thing that I also want that Konami to stop doing, breaking down structure decks like what they did with Yuma and because I'm kind of worried that they're gonna do that with the Jack structure.
They're going to, in the TCG, they're going to.
good
I
possibility.
don't. What I just want them to stop doing is just stop putting giant rat in every damn deck, every structure deck, structure deck I see. It's got giant rat in it for no reason. It's like one of the worst cards in existence.
Not
Oh,
really.
you
The
know,
past few structure decks, have not had giant rat in it in the TCG.
oh, didn't you know?
Did you mean Ash
Giant Rat has
Blossom?
a lot of synergy with this Earth Machine deck. That's why they put it.
Yeah,
Okay,
you can't
so
even say that for fucking straight
I hate
face.
it. I hate it so damn much. I hate that damn rat.
okay, so
Yeah.
I don't want to interrupt, but I know for a fact that Chaos only has a few minutes left, and you said you wanted to talk about something with Pokemon real quick.
I wanted to bring up the first off. Well, Ori can go when I leave. Ori can talk about Zacian, but Pokemon Unite these nuts. Zacian, as usual, fucking overpowered.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yes, Zacian just
Iron-
destroyed another Pokemon game.
Iron Leaves and Walking Wake they're a good omen, but I'm still worried about Pokemon as a whole, because the longevity of the games are going to be decided by whether they decide to rework old Pokemon or just keep this formula of introducing a new game with only a few really good Pokemon in it that become meta, and then adding a shit ton of Pokemon that are terrible, that nobody is going to use. I can actually name 3 off the top of my head. Fucking Tropius, Zangoose, Seviper, which all 3 are in the game. That could be reworked, but they don't do it. They need to start reworking Pokemon and making them better. It doesn't take that much before anyone tries to come at me like, oh, that probably takes a lot of coding. No, it fucking doesn't take a lot of coding in order to change a couple numbers.
It doesn't. I've dated people who coded, so they're like, every time I was talking about Pokemon Sword and Shield, they're like, shut the fuck up. The coding's dog shit. The graphics are dog shit. A fucking horse pissing on the goddamn computer could do better than that shit. That's what one of my friends said. I'm like, okay.
I mean, I kind of agree with them, but yeah, they need to start reworking Pokemon in order to create longevity for the game, because it's only so long before the
original ones are. Well, that's what they're for, at least.
So long before people that were shiny hunting in the games grow up and be like, I don't want to fucking put more money just to shiny hunt this shit and pay $60 for the game. I'm just going to hold all my shinies in my game that I already have. Like, that's what I've been doing. Especially because of the save data issue, where your save data is based on the console, not the cartridge. I refuse to transfer any of my Pokemon to Sword and Shield or Scarlet and Violet, because one fucking console chain swap, which they're already planning on releasing a new Switch, is going to cost me all of my Pokemon, thousands, if not like hundreds or tens of thousands of hours of shiny Pokemon and a ton of memories to just be Thanos snapped out of existence.
This is why I'm so glad I sold my Nintendo Switch during last year's holidays. It was 2021, I believe I sold it. Whatever. But I'm just sitting here, I'm like, dude, I remember with Pokemon when we used to just fuck around and beat the fuck out of each other with shitty cards, regular Pokemon, 1 IV fucking Houndooms. We did Mewtwo versus Mewtwo, Mew versus Mew, and now it's just I just shitty game that glitches. Also,
I mean, I don't
glitches.
really agree with that point. I think the games are actually really good. Like Scarlet and Violet is really good. It's just my concern is that if they don't start reworking Pokemon and making them better, because we know for a goddamn fact they will, and we also know that they have people outsourced in order to work on Pokemon games, so they have even more employment that could just click numbers and change them.
Yes, but
The
That's literally
problem
all
is
it is.
that we
That's
are
really
at a
all I'm
point
asking,
where
by the way. Huh?
that we are at a point where we have to pay up to $40 for just the DLC is the customer's fault. It's our fault that we just bought everything from Game Freak's hands
Yes.
blindly.
I was gonna get to that, and also, what Gen 9 is as glitchy as fucking Cyberpunk. That's how bad it was.
That's saying something.
My friend wanted
The
me to
newest
test
patch
it.
made the things even worse in the game.
My friend, let me just say this real fast. My friend wanted me to play Gen 9. I told him I'd rather play in a pit of lava with lava fucking piranhas biting my dick off at the same time.
I mean, here's the thing. Cyberpunk was ass.
I don't think anyone's gonna argue that.
It was as
Cyberpunk
bad it was the
was
curve.
ass without the shitty graphics and glitches.
I mean,
Pokemon
people
Scarlet
came
and
back to
Violet
Cyberpunk after the
actually
anime.
That's my thing. Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, minus the glitches, I can get it. Like, I can look past the glitches and whatnot and see that they actually made a really good Pokemon game for the time.
Yeah.
What I can't look over is the fact that the longevity of the game is at the stake if they don't start reworking Pokemon and just making Pokemon better. Because I'm not gonna buy the next game if only 5 Pokemon are meta, and then there are a shit ton of legendaries that are strong. Like right now, it's the exact same scenario as Sword and Shield's meta right before Scarlet and Violet, where some of the top Pokemon are fucking like 2 of them. Because the meta, the strongest Pokemon of Sword and Shield were Calyrex, Zacian, Regieleki. The current best Pokemon in the format right now that are legal, by the way, else I would be mentioning Miraidon and Koraidon because they're really good, are Iron Bundle, Fluttermane, and some other Paradox Pokemon.
Wait, Tusk.
We're in the... Oh, and Torkoal
AKA
is
the
really
Black
popular.
Legendaries. Well, yeah,
Which are-
that's double.
they're
And
basically
single, he's not
legendaries.
really that good.
True, but like, But yeah, it's basically the exact same meta as before, where certain Pokemon are meta, the rest can go fuck off and die in a hole.
Yeah, I was that type of person.
Yeah.
I was that type of person in 1v1s and luxury battles. I would always bring Arceus or the Earth one who just Earthquake everyone away. Then they neutered my boys, and I'm like, okay, that's cool. They neutered these finally. But it's to the fucking point with these Pokemon games where, hi, pay $60, pay a little bit more in taxes. You want the deluxe edition? You want all these Pokeballs? Oh, you want the DLC? Oh, the DLC is still glitchy? Oh, buy our shit, and eat our shit. That's basically just shoving the same shit down your throat every few gens. Ever since it's been on the Switch, it's been downhill. Other than Pokemon Go, those were good.
That's why I said it's.
I will
the
say
fault
Legends
of
Arceus
us
is good as
customers.
well.
Well, Legend Arceus is good. I forgot about that one.
Yeah,
We
I
have
think
to
everyone
stop
forgets
to
about
buy
Legends Arceus
to
because
buy
Game
Game
Freak
Freak
turned
shit
shit.
blindly.
Legends
Legends
Arceus
Arceus is
is really good.
Yeah, from
Well,
what
the
I've
other
played of,
That's my. I will agree that the DLC problem, yeah, and it also pretty much just brings out the point that they could very much have just released all the Pokemon in the game, especially since all the leaks that have occurred. But I just wanted to bring up the fact that they
Sorry, but
they put
30,
returning Pokemon
but
in the game.
$35 for a DLC is way too much.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't think anyone's
It's
gonna argue
like
that.
you pay for the full game once again.
All I
And
gave
that's
it should have
it.
really. I mean,
I won't
what-
get the DLC, sorry, but I stay away from that.
I'm gonna get
Okay.
the DLC for this one, but if the next game, I'm gonna be looking at all of the leaks for the next game. All the leaks, see if there's any stat changes and whatnot before I buy the next game. For Gen 10.
If there is going to be a decent Gen 10 game. I almost said Gen 10 just now.
I mean, here's the thing.
like
I would
Where the
like
boost
the
with Gen
amplifier
10 be
is so
though?
big right now in Gen 9, and it don't get better.
Well, I wouldn't be surprised if the region itself is better. Like, Legends Arceus, like Scarlet and Violet built off Legends Arceus. Legends Arceus is already amazing, so Scarlet and Violet's already amazing. The region itself, but I'd rather challenge myself in older games instead of buying the next one where everything is the same. Same meta of only 5 Pokemon being relevant, and then $30 DLC for returning Pokemon that are booty cheeks, and then like maybe a legendary or two that are really, really good.
Okay, well, I think we've pretty well covered that topic then, and I'm glad we were able to get through it before you had to take off.
Yeah, thank you. I gotta go now, so...
Yeah, I'll see you later, man. Thanks for stopping by.
Be safe. Be safe, Chaos.
See ya.
I will.
Do the Chaos things.
Yeah.
Okay, so as far as the other topic that he was referring to, apparently there's been an emergency nerf in Pokemon Unite for that Blade Wolf Zacian, or however his name is pronounced.
Yep, Zacian.
It's just a bug
It's
fix.
pronounced Step.
Zacian once again ruining an entire game. Generation in VGC, broken. In TCG, broken. And in a MOBA, guess what? Say it with me. Broken.
Broken.
There was a bug in which Sacred Sword completely ignored all of the opposing target's defenses, so they just recently emergency fixed that bug, as well as some other issue involving its move Metal Claw. But even after the bug, Zacian
Yeah,
is
but I
still
wouldn't call it
broken.
a nerf. It was just a bug fix.
Even after the bug fix, Zacian is still easy mode, top tier, double
Yes.
S broken.
It's
Like-
still got here and still better than Darkbeer was
Yeah,
under.
Because he needs it.
Badly, but we need another emergency. No, but we need another emergency patch for Zacian, but this time full on emergency nerf.
Like some people said, it does on level 1 more damage than a level 7 Greninja, and that says something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, broken.
And it really does. I mean, you go level
yeah,
1
that's-
jungle and kill the monster with 2 hits at level 1.
Indeed.
Yeah.
And again,
Okay,
I have
so... Go ahead.
I mean, I honestly have been steering clear of ranked, but from what I've seen from Zacian, yeah, disgusting of how ridiculous she was. So,
Okay.
In
They will-
comparison, its companion Pokemon Zamazenta is Cheeks.
yes.
I
Yes, it
already see it that
I
in
mean,
every single
now it is-
tournament this month, Sashian gonna get banned from all teams. She will get banned picked from every single team.
And Zacian got hella nerfed and Zamazenta got hella buffed. They give Zamazenta body press, which is a move that's definitely needed.
Okay, so the next topic on the list is anything new with Cardfight Vanguard. Reborn, this is your department.
Yes. There's a new ride line, Gandiva. It's basically you're playing. It's Light Swarms. It's. I'm not even going to.
Ew, Stacks one.
I'm not
Oh.
even going to. Just light a Light Sworn on fire, and you would just get Gandivia.
Just
But they do it. They're a little more dangerous because it's not mill. It's bind.
Oh.
Those cards are getting banished.
Wow.
Sometimes they have a lot of effects that banish themselves.
got first we start off with OG Lightsworns in like
That
Yu-Gi-Oh!
sounds horrible.
And then they get a sequel, aka Sylvans, which are literally just Lightsworns if they were plant-loving hippies. And now in Vanguard, of all things, we get Lightsworns, but they set themselves on fire and commit arson.
Pretty much.
Hippie sworn.
Oh, so
Hippie
Light
sworn.
Sworn.
But as a benefit, most of the ride line is free.
Huh.
you don't really discard for anything in the ride line.
Because you pay for the cost with your deck.
Yes.
Makes sense.
Because the grade 1 says if your opponent has one or less rear guards, which 60% of the time if you go second they will, you can ride without discarding. And if he does ride upon and they have 2 or more, call him.
Okay, that makes sense.
The 2 says if you ride the 3, drop the cost by 1.
Okay.
You drop the counterblast cost by 1. Basically, until you get to 3, you don't really pay much for anything in this deck. But here's what the 3 is. The first effect is Dimensional Fission.
Really?
Yeah. If you kill something and you have to bind something from your grave. It's bound and a card from your grave is bound at the same time.
Oh, okay.
It sounds good. Sounds hella fun.
Every time, for each card that you bind, everything in your front row gets 2,000 power. If there's 5, gets a crit. It's basically Grand Mage.
Wow.
Okay, I see what you're
It's a
getting at.
Grand Mage that can make itself bigger.
Like we need one of those.
Oh no, we do.
And Act, its main effect is Act, counterblast 1. You pick 5 of your opponent's rear guards with different grades. Never happening. That shit is never happening. Unless your deck is really freaking weird, that shit ain't happening. Look at the top 5. Retire everything with the same grade as you revealed. If you only were to kill 1, draw 1, then bind something.
So no matter what, you gain bonus.
Yes.
Damn.
Sounds fun.
And remember, the first turn that you play this effect is free.
Okay then.
Basically, you do this effect without anything.
Right.
And you know it's this depressing part about this whole thing?
I'm sure there's several, but go ahead.
There's only one. This is the first Dragon Empire deck that has an actual dragon in it.
Of course it is.
Yo, what is up with that? You're called Dragon Empire, but you don't have any dragons up until now?
There hasn't been a real dragon vanguard in Dragon Empire. I don't count Overlord because it's an encounter. And I'm like, what in... And here's the backup grade 3. If he's put on rear, your Vanguard is Gandiva, which it will. Soul Blast 1, bind one of your cards and bind one of your opponents.
I'm back.
Welcome back.
If they could not bind anything, draw 1, then bind a card from your graveyard.
Like I said, it sounds fun. I'm a big fan of Light Swarms. Other than the fact that snow ruined the game.
Are you okay with Light Swarms catching themselves on fire?
I mean,
yes, because I like to see the world fucking burn.
Like,
yeah.
That is literally this deck. Light Sworns on fire.
Light Swords on fire who commit arson and also
That sounds fun.
praise
fell into a burning ring of fire.
I'm sorry.
Down, and the flames went higher.
Also,
And yes,
I'm sorry, but as a Beavis and Butthead, fire.
also,
I will fucking play the fuck out of that deck and then burn my phone alive afterwards.
Another thing with this deck, this is the only Dragon Empire deck besides this. This is actually a Dragon Empire deck that actually has consistent multi-attack. Because the grade 2 says if you have Gandiva and your grade 3 or higher Vanguard attacks, Counterblast 1, bind him, check the top 5 for a grade 3, pull it to rear guard, then shuffle.
so it's a free body.
yes, it's not good multi-attack because unlike back in the day when you would run 8 to 10 threes, you're only running 6 threes.
Huh. So the odds of hitting it are low,
Yes.
but worth it if you do.
Yeah, and I'm like, eh. They also get a grade 1 that says if I kill something, bind me, draw.
Uh-huh. Okay, we've seen that multiple times in this game and others, so that's not that big a deal. Is there anything else newsworthy as far as Vanguard goes? Can anyone hear me?
Your hand, soul, or drop, you will probably have one after you,
Okay.
eventually from the self-milling that you're doing. Pull it to rear guard if it's a unit, and add it to your hand if it's an order.
I'm glad to know I wasn't the only one whose Discord was fucking up.
Oh yeah.
My
Oh,
Discord
Discord.
fucked
When
up.
doesn't it fuck up?
It would like I was like, is everyone live? Because mine should.
Yeah,
Quiet.
everything was deathly silent, and I was like,
Yeah.
did I say something
there's
wrong?
some
What's
weird
with the awkward
stuff.
silence?
I have it with Discord when I leave a voice channel that Discord restarts itself.
Okay, hang on. Can everyone hear me?
Yes.
Everyone
Okay,
can hear
good.
you.
Because I can
Yep.
hear you now. It
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So, like I was trying to say before,
Perfect
though,
interaction.
anything else newsworthy for Vanguard?
Besides the new Zorga stuff, not really, because what you're looking into, what the new Zorga says now, I make your whole front row hit harder. This doesn't solve the problem of Zorga being able to get you burning through your resources faster than Zorga can do shit. This actually just gives them just more means to do more instead of fixing the problem. That's
Okay.
the real problem I have with Zorga. The support is always do more, not fix the problem. Because you barely run any units because you have to run like six to 8 orders. Well, you run 6 orders, 2 of the one that give you a drive, and 2 that resurrect something, and 2 that give 10k power. That doesn't leave a lot of room for anything.
Guess not now.
What I am kind of optimistic for is Greedon, because Greedon, like if I had to run something Dark States, the first thing Dark States I'm running is Greedon, because Greedon is just big guy that gets a bunch of effects, but you're only attacking twice in the deck because of how the deck works. Greedon's effect is you have to shove to restand me. You have to put 4 cards into its soul that are restanding. So you're losing 1 attack. You're always losing 1 attack. But now they have a Desire Devil that says, oh, if your opponent would call something from hand, they have to put 2 cards on the field every time. And I'm like, say what?
Going to total chaos while the Discord being Discord.
Yeah.
Um,
Good show, Dodo, though.
one of the real things that I'm just seeing from the new Zorga, I'm like, although I do have another Overtrigger, and I will be building a second Dragon Empire deck. I really doubt it's going to be Gandivia, but I'll probably do a Discord thing soon
Sounds good.
of the second deck that I probably will be doing. That's all I have for Vanguard so far.
Okay. Well, there's not much to talk about in terms of Weiss Schwartz, so this will be really quick. The Bushy Road's next The next Bushiroad event is the Bushiroad Spring Fest, which is a multi-tournament, multi-month thing just like the previous one. And the first event doesn't even start until this upcoming weekend. So it's going to be over in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. So I'm going to be keeping my eyes and ears open for that to see what's changed. As far as new product, Kaguya-sama Volume 2 is officially out and available to be picked up. And the only things that have changed as far as the products is that we got confirmation dates for releases. That time I got it reincarnated as a Slime Volume 3 is going to be out on July 21st, and Hololive Volume 2 will be out on August 4th. And that's really it for Vice Wars. Nothing has changed. Their huge announcement stream basically took up all their news. So now we can get into the topic we all want to talk about, which is Yu-Gi-Oh!
Alright, so
Yeah.
let me start off. Have you guys seen YCS Vegas?
No.
No.
Yes.
Yeah, I have seen.
Who hasn't?
The
Because
final was
those
so
zones are
ridiculous.
I tried watching it, but Zone has been preoccupied.
So basically, we went from having
Having
kicked
deck
over,
profiles
shitting piss.
and matches to full zone
No.
lock.
Yeah, but let me finish. I was about to say that. Thank you for cutting me off. We went from vomit, shit, piss, cum all over your board to we're gonna Stalinize your fucking board, and if you don't like it, we'll just erase you from history.
Unfortunately for you, I play wrong. Anyway, Steer Mode Tribute 3.
Yeah, boy.
Yeah, that'll do it.
And then I do.
Summoning Lava Golem. Like, I was facing someone with the deck, and I summoned Lava Golem on them with my last day I was playing Dark Worlds. I got called all types of slurs, and I'm just sitting there, you know what I typed back? I'm like, just because your mama wanted to swallow and not have you doesn't mean you have to be a dick.
Okay. So, here's the thing. There's not much as far as news for the game as a whole, but Master Duel got a whole bunch of new things going on with them.
Oh, Master Duel has 2 ban lists faster than anything else, too.
Yeah, tell me about it. They had a 1-year anniversary campaign, which came with daily login rewards and Egyptian-themed bundle packs, including a really cool-looking duel field. I'm straight up going to admit it.
And eye damage.
It's so. Plus, you get Dark Magician, and Dark Magician sells as much as DMG.
Oh, yeah. They had a new event that started back on the 17th, Legend Anthology, which was just legendary dueling format for Dark Magician, Blue Eyes, and the like. Man, they really like harping on those decks, don't they?
It was fun to watch, though.
It was. Now, this is funny. There was a new event called the Xyz Festival that started on the 21st, and obviously that means that everybody could play Xyz only decks, but in the process of doing...
Emergency ban.
Flying C moment.
Yeah, they forgot to ban Flying C in the event that it literally just kills.
That and Flu players ruined the fucking event like always.
Oh, what else is new?
Yeah.
I mean, at
It's
least
like the new True Draco stun.
Yeah.
Hey, actually, Draco's more enjoyable than fucking getting shifted Flu.
Not
seriously.
Prime Draco. No one liked playing Draco when it
No,
was
I'm talking about Draco as of TCG compared to
Well,
OCG
Sprites
Pro.
abused Flying C the most in the event.
Yeah.
Was
At least
it-
until it was emergency banned.
Was it an Xyz festival or a Synchro festival where everyone was just playing like self TK?
I think that was the Synchro Festival, actually.
Yes, it was
Yeah.
the Synchro Festival.
I didn't know if they had like doubles for whatever reason, but yeah, everyone was like, "Oh, so even if you lose, you still get a shit ton of medals." Bet I'm just gonna build a deck dedicated to killing myself because, as Danny DeVito once
That's
said,
why Konami
Side-
changed it from 500 medals to 50 medals when you lost.
Yeah, they changed that, but yeah, people were like, I'm gonna build a deck all about killing myself to get myself those 500 medals. So anyway, as the Lord and Savior Danny DeVito once said, suicide is badass!
Fair enough.
Fair enough.
Let's see. They also included some new animations for certain cards. Dark Magician and Dark Magician Girl got animations for if you win with them through battle damage. They gave effect activation and animations for Ash Blossom, Effect Veiler, Libromancer Fireburst, Gaia the Magical Knight of Dragons, Double X Saber Gotems, and Ultimate Slayer.
Ultimate Slayer looks the best.
Yeah, no one's gonna argue that.
Hmm.
They also made a change to the time limits per turn. You start out with only 300 seconds, you get an extra 60 when your turn starts, and you get an extra 30 during your opponent's turn starts.
Okay.
All right.
Interesting.
And you know how they've been implementing that new highlight animation when you have an activatable effect? They've started putting that on more cards, so it's going to be even easier to play the game while eating a bag of Doritos.
Very nice.
Now here's a feature everybody wants to use, especially if you're a streamer. You can now hide your opponent's names during match start and while dueling.
That's very nice.
But it's still
Yeah,
visible in the
good.
match history.
But yeah, because all these people coming in with this, dude. This is why I don't even do Nexus. They came in with racist ass name, f-bomb this, f-bomb that.
Yeah.
Konami really needs to get on that shit. Like,
They do. But then people are going to start getting creative.
I was watching my black friend that said had something called FUCKBLM, which is that fuck them. And I'm just sitting here. I'm just sitting there watching him play that.
Right.
And he's like, I'm just sitting there watching him play that. I'm like, I bet this person doesn't even get pussy. And he whooped his ass.
Okay. Well, next on the list, a new pack was announced. Now, Zivith mentioned it earlier that there was a new pack that introduced, what was it, Tearlament and the Ishizu Earth Fairies in the same pack?
No. That pack still comes. The last pack we got was Sprite, and yeah, since then Sprite became Tier 0, and Konami doesn't give a fuck about it. Let's be honest. The semi limits on the runic cards does nothing.
Right. Well, like I was going to bring up then, the next pack that was announced was Sprite of Miracles, which had the Sprite import as well as the Elemental Hero support and Mortronic support. There was also a new pack called New Step for Duelists, which had multiple supports for multiple different decks, but the whole purpose of the pack was to import the cards that just recently came off of their February 14th ban list.
Yes,
They also
it
got
was
a
just the bait.
They also got a new structure deck called Vortex of Magic, which was just a Dark Magician themed structure deck with exclusive cards: Magic Karibo, Chronicle Magician, Timaeus the United
Illusion
Dragon.
of Chaos is finally in Master Duel.
That's what I was just about to say. Illusion of Chaos is in this structure deck, as well as Master of Chaos. So if you like Dark Magician, go for it.
That structure deck made so many fucking people happy, and then it made so many fucking people who didn't want. It made like Master Duel is made to be budget minus a few things, but you got
And
those
Punk,
people out there.
and Punk finally became playable in Master Duel.
Yep. Yeah, Magic Duel players, like, everything's good for budget players, and then you got those rich assholes. Oh, these fucking budget players have access to a $40 card IRL. I'm like, it's online. Shut the fuck up and enjoy it, or get the fuck off.
Yeah.
Now, as a reference to what I was talking about a moment ago, they did release a new ban list for Master Duel, which limited Blaster Dragon, Ruler of Infernos, Ancient Fairy Dragon with Errata, and Change of Heart, and its semi-limited Sprite Starter.
Sprite Starter
L.
was
Big L.
semi-limited from the beginning.
Well, apparently
Why
this
can't
was
they
announced
just
for the
limit
February
Sprite
14th list.
Starter in the TCG as well?
Because Sprite isn't quite at... Well, okay, that's actually a lie. Because they wanted to tap on it just to make sure that it was balanced, but they're probably going to hit it harder on the next ban list. And speaking of which, there's also the matter of the TCG ban list that we got earlier in the middle of last month.
That's right, the Great Tearlament Massacre
Mm-hmm.
of 23.
Honestly, I will keep
And the
standing by
throwing
that
of
the Kit
Sprite.
Killer's ban was wrong.
I do agree to some degree. They could have left it at 1 and it probably would have been fine, but everything else that they did was pretty much fine. They banned Scythe.
This ban list was so good.
They banned Scythe, they banned a Wind Barrier statue, they banned Sprite Elf. All of that made sense.
We finally had a slaughter list that we've been begging for, only to go into another Tier 0 format. If they would have, okay, a lot of people are like, oh, in the OCG, they slap shit early. Over in America, capitalism, so great. They don't even fucking hit Fenrir and Unicorn to 2 before the shit drops.
They also limited all 4 of the Ishizu Earth Fairies, which I didn't expect, and they hit all
Same
3 of the Dark Aqua tier limit main deckers, which was awesome. And because of the new errata that actually goes into effect a week from today, Ancient Fairy Dragon.
You got it.
You know,
You got it.
Ancient Fairy Dragons at 3, right? Or is it 1?
No, it's going to be at 1.
It's gonna be
They're,
a
they're,
Okay.
they're testing the waters with this errata, but I believe the special summon effect is now like a hard once per turn, or what was
That
the
it is, and you can't
Okay.
activate the new field spell when you search it.
Oh yeah, and then
Yeah,
also if you
so
summoned
good.
with this
I thought
effect,
it, I thought it was you can't get the same
No,
field spell you destroy.
That's right. That's right.
With a different name.
Yeah, it's that one. My bad.
And because they were... Go
In
ahead.
case any of like, the last remaining Trickstar players were giddy that Fairy Dragon was coming back, no. You can't pop Light Stage and get another Light Stage.
Yeah.
no,
Nope.
but I can get at pseudo space.
That's true.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Oh, god damn it.
I forgot pseudo space was a thing.
The only reason people remember Pseudo Space is because of Chicken Game OTK.
Oh yeah.
The LCG has chicken game and it's doing absolute dog shit nothing.
That's because their players actually give a damn about their game state.
Yeah, they don't even. They look down on players who use Upstart. They look down on Striker players that use Upstart because they think Upstart is a American card that shouldn't even be played in their meta. And Striker players.
Release
Striker players-
Upstart Goblin at 3 in the CCG
Yeah,
you will unleash hell.
it's at 1. It's at 1 here and it's at 3 at the OCG. So there's some Striker players who will fucking risk consistency by not playing that dog because they don't want to be frowned upon by the community.
So
I don't
basically,
blame them, honestly.
OCG players are calling every Sky Striker player that uses Upstart Goblin a pussy.
Basically, yes.
Yeah.
And Star Goblin was a pussy card. It took me a long time to realize that.
While I will admit, with the ban list we got, they were a year too late to be banning Scythe, and yet at the same time, this is how you future-proof stuff, because Scythe is at some point going to become a problem if it was left untouched, so...
Better late than never.
Statue was a
Yeah,
future
it's
side
like,
ban.
it's like you were late to the party, but then at the same time, better late than never. I'd rather not...
I want to say something about the banning of Stormwinds.
Go ahead.
Which I think is another L because they didn't ban the rest of the barrier statues alongside it. Now, I get why they banned only Stormwinds, and that's because of Flu. But OCG players have shown that...
Castura 2. They had a way with Arsenal Falk to summon it.
Well, hang on. Let him finish. Let him finish.
Go ahead.
But then OCG players found out, oh, Small World exists. And so does Droughts and Infernos and Torrents. And they started using that instead, and it's like the playability of Fluanderies never changed.
More or less.
And the thing is, all the barrier statues should have been banned when Small World dropped. Let's just say whatever came first, Flu or Small World, all the barrier statues should have been banned because fucking Vernasil Neteria Earth barrier statue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Penguins with barrier statue of the Torrent. We can play that right out of the deck with Transmodify.
Exactly.
Yeah, and I honestly think Nashi, if you ever go to locals, please play that, even though you hate floodgates.
I will consider it. I'm easing back on my hatred of floodgates because I'm slowly but surely getting over how badly my Thunderstun deck made people feel. I still hate it, but I'm easing up.
Your Thunderstun deck could have Your Thunderstun deck could be 60 cards with so many different floodgates, and it still won't be as big of a pain in the ass as Cash Tyramir.
Maybe not. You'd have to see it in action again.
It's not meta. It's fun. It's bricky in some ways. You're not always getting the same fucking banish so many fucking cards, mind hacker, fucking cut off my deck combo.
Fair enough. But getting back to the topic at hand, they also unlimited a bunch of stuff. Because Ancient Fairy Dragon's back, they obviously gave us back Destrudo, as well as Jet Synchron, Mechaphan and Bestow Lion, Servant of Endymion, True King Lithos Sagam, Dino Players Rejoice, Yatagarasu, and Spiral Resort.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Diagram's never coming back to 3 now.
Also,
It's funny.
one
I
thing
made
one thing I kind of learned about dinos right now, with when the new Transcend Drake comes out, get your Frostsaurus, because everything in that whole thing is just cracked.
Yes, it is.
Yep, they will.
We're talking about
They will
Frostsaurus, the number
ban the
card?
Flamiosaurus.
I gotta pee. You gotta wait. I also gotta do the cat later.
What's that now?
Hello?
Yeah, we heard you, Yosh. What did you say?
Oh, I was talking to my cat. I'm sorry.
Oh, it's fine. It's fine.
I didn't
thought
realize
something was
push to
wrong.
talk was off.
It's fine.
That's
But
fine.
as far
Right.
as next on the list is the new products, which is Photon Hypernova and Structured Deck Beware of Trap Tricks are both out now.
I got
Yes.
bored of Beware Trap Trick so fucking fast that I went back to my Draco core that I had lying around.
Now, as far as incoming product, we didn't get too much going on. We got the full reveal of the Gate Guardian support from that's coming out in about a week, and that stuff is amazing.
I don't want to
Yes.
self-plug,
Agreed.
but go watch my video on the matter, which features Raven, and it is a dumpster fire of every sense of the word.
Yup.
It might
by-
be the best TCG exclusive archetype we ever got.
I can't even argue that that is technically true, except for maybe wait, was Spiral TCG exclusive?
Yes,
No.
yes, it was.
Okay, so
It was.
second best then. And as far as incoming stuff, here's a few pieces of new information we got. Deck Pill Pack Wild Survivors has been confirmed to be dropping into TCG on June 2nd. And this is going to be the pack that has the Transcendrakes that we were just talking about, as well as the new Ritual Archetype Nouvelle, which is just Hungry Burger deck.
You know
it's
that
literally
whole archetype
so
was based
fun.
on a movie?
I can't say I'm surprised.
You remember the movie The Menu?
Yeah.
That's what it's based on.
Oh,
What's the menu based off of, by the way? Like, is it like a horror film or is it like a regular film?
A horror film.
Okay,
you know, that
is it
actually
like
tracks. That actually
'Cause
tracks.
What does the escort girl eat when she's leaving the restaurant?
I honestly
Any
haven't
names?
seen the
I
movie,
don't
so I
know.
don't know.
A hamburger, a burger.
Ah, okay, that makes more sense.
You know,
But yeah, getting back to the topic at hand, Nouvelle, Transcendrake, and that new third archetype that I can't recall the name of, but has been labeled as
Vanquish Soul.
thank you, Vanquish Soul, which is the fighters with attribute-powered special attacks, are all that's coming in that set. So it's probably also going to have reprints of prep and pre-prep, if I had to take a guess.
Also,
I mean,
I would
would
say
make sense.
get your playset of Frostsaurus and Ritual Raven.
Ritual Raven.
Yes,
what do those two cards do, by the way?
Frostsaurus is a vanilla. It's level 6. The only way you're making the synchro without negging. And Ritual Raven says that if you want to summon a dark ritual, you can just use him for the whole sacrifice.
Yes, but how do you get Frost on board?
Frostosaurus can be pulled out of the deck with multiple different Transcendrake effects.
So the Transcend
Oh,
are
man.
essentially
Mhm.
like they synergize well with like Lost World dinos and like normal dinosaurs in general, which is why people are hyping up the Frostosaurus.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And the reason why I say Ritual Raven, you're going to be recycling Raven a lot because of the field spell.
What
Indeed.
does is Ritual Raven low rarity at least?
It was a
No,
common,
it's
if I.
common.
Yeah, it's dead ass.
Yeah.
Literally just a common that people like
Okay.
look for it.
Like if
So
you're
it's
going to build
gonna,
a
it's gonna get reprinted in that damn thing, probably.
yeah, so
Probably.
if you're going to get a reprint, get yourself three Ritual Raven, and I would say pre-prep because everything in the deck starts from the level 1. If anything goes out of order, the deck falls apart.
No, it does.
Like if one like the deck is very cool, but it also has inflexibility issues.
Which is nothing new.
The deck
I
is
mean,
inflexible as shit.
but non-targeting like tribute removal just from summoning Hungry Burger from one of the monster's effects, it's like that's pretty good.
Yeah, it's reverse
yes, it
Nibiru.
is.
Hmm.
Yeah,
So-
and it the deck is legitimately fun, but just be wary of its inflexibility, because you need to get the level 1 to your hand as fast as possible.
Right.
So it's gonna play. Can it play Prius map at least?
Piri Ray map?
Yes.
They can, but there's no real benefit to it because if you don't normal summon the darn thing that you search off of it, you're not going to get much out of it. Whereas a ritual archetype, you just want to search stuff like that completely independently.
And would Kinkabio fit as well?
I'm sorry, what?
Kinkabio.
Oh, King Caballo. It does resummon 1-stars from the grave on normal summon, so I guess you could use that to start your ritual climb again, but I don't really see a value in it.
To get back
Or
the
even better, rank
ritual.
1s.
I thought Ritual Raven was a 2-star.
No, it's a level 1.
My bad.
Nope, Ritual Raven's level 1.
Cool. Well, after that, we got Battles of Legend Monstrous Revenge dropping on June 23rd, and we got some information about that pack as well. It imports several new cards. Dark Magician and Knight of Dragon Magic, Armed Neos, Assault Synchron, Numbers Last Hope, Odd Eyes Rebellion, Xyz Dragon, and Rocket Coder.
I also kind of remembered I need to get Numbers Last Hope.
Mm-hmm.
I was
for
convinced.
Utopia.
I was originally convinced that Armed Neos was pretty good because it's another way to shit out Cosmo Neos. Then I read they had to destroy a monster by battle first, and then it went from good to dog shit.
Yeah. They tried to balance it, and they kind of went in the wrong direction.
Wait, did they get the new hero negate in that set too, or no?
I didn't see anything mentioned yet, but probably.
Wait, a negate.
Heroes have a negate if they do a certain combo.
Yeah,
One of the old.
Hold on, are you talking
Everyone.
about the counter trap where it requires like Terra Firma to get like the bonus effect?
Yes.
Oh boy. Wonder how many people are going to be trying to bring Terra Firma back just to get a negate.
Dude, I'm telling you right now, heroes just need an Omni negate. That's again, the board's super hard to crack at times, but if heroes got an Omni negate, I'd be happy.
Or at least a way to not get shit on by Nibiru.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. They can make the Omni negate and negate Nibiru and continue the combos. Or they can negate Nibiru, use the Omni negate, and then get Gamma and then sit there and fucking bitch for every 5 fucking seconds. Someone boots your ass.
Like, in terms of overall disruption, Konami were going in the right direction with Dark Law. Banish, like, literal macrocosmos on wheels, and whenever they added a card, you could just banish, you could just send the card to grave, but then it would just get banished. If they focused more on, like, something, yes, macrocosmos on legs is fine, but they need something that won't, like, so they can actually play without worrying about Nibiru, which is what everyone here has been asking for. Omni negate.
Besides that, Konami forgot about Diablos the Mind Hacker.
Oh god.
That this card still exists.
Diablosis.
Yeah.
Okay, so in addition, though, they've also announced a new rarity called the Quarter Century Rare, which is going to be applied to certain reprints, including Dark Arm Dragon, Dante Traveler of the Burning Abyss, the alternate art Sky Striker Engage, and the reprints for Rite of Aramisir, the Zeus Xyz, and Welcome Labyrinth.
Fascinating.
Yeah, it means we're finally going to get decent reprints.
The only real thing that I actually want is the True Soul from Maze of Madness. It's the Jack Trap card that pulls resonators from your deck.
Which it actually feeds in perfectly to the last thing on my list. They announced Structure Deck Pulse of the King, which is the Jack Atlas Red Dragon Arch-themed structure deck.
I'm squealing like the little girl.
Speaking off of that, I see the TCG not doing it because capitalism. Also, I want battling boxes support Konami.
Which
Volcanic
yeah.
support in the same tier.
which is the other.
Yeah, if they're announced if legendary duelists of the explosion is like an actual thing, chances are they might go the Earth duelists route and just separate everything in different booster sets. But there are like literally 3 archetypes from the anime that they could do that are on like the top of the head. There's like Battling Boxers, Volcanics, which is like the #1 requested, and then there's like potentially Salamangreat. And it's like you're
Oh,
thinking,
I don't
what
want.
else?
I rather see Reborn be more happy, pop a boner or something, yada yada, get more support than fucking Salamander. Like, just let it die.
And it's like, what other like anime archetypes could they like make support for that we already have in the TCG?
Flame
If
swordsman.
if
That's
any,
about
or
it.
like, well, oh yeah, they could get creative. They made Jinzo like into an actual archetype based off of Esperoba. They could, if they could do that with just a handful of cards and make it rogue level, like a decent rogue competitor, then they could do the same with Flame Swordsman, especially with
Same
all the
here.
I was
And
gonna
fireballs.
say yeah, and
Talking
also
same
about
here.
that's
anime
definitely going to be the
archetypes,
TCG cover.
I'm still
Yeah.
waiting for Amatas Legios in the real game.
Yeah,
You and me both.
and then the other thing is, me and Nashi's loves for Fire Kings will be like me just loving to watch the Varson. But anyway, if Fire Kings ever got support, I think Nash would pop a boner.
If Fire Kings ever gets
Speaking,
support, I am going to update that deck so goddamn fast.
Of
you know,
course, of course.
you know what would be funny if for one of the representatives from the anime for the legendary duelist of the explosion set, they make Burning Skullhead in like an actual archetype in reference to that one dude in 5Ds who we see once and he just fucks off for the entirety.
Yes. Yes. That would be glorious.
I would love to see it.
Burning
Don't we
Skullhead,
all?
everyone.
The Burning Skullhead archetype would be hilarious.
That it would.
It's like, hey,
Nicolas Cage deck.
You remember that one flaming Ghost Rider dude that Yusei fought like once in the tournament arc, which was like season 1, and just fucked off for the entirety of the show?
Yep.
Well, guess what? You can have his cards now with some new support.
Dude, I
Oh,
played
you-
I played Nicolas Cage style zombies a long time ago. Having a designated trade-in target that you can resummon anytime you wanted was hilarious for the time. And if we can bring that back, I will play it.
And you better get custom Nicolas Cage card sleeves to go with it.
I
I'm
will
gonna be
consider
honest, I'm gonna
it.
be honest with you. First, Ghost Rider was good. The other two were kind of eh.
I
Like,
think there was only 2 Ghost Rider movies with Nick Cage.
I think so, yeah.
oh, I think there was a cartoon-based one last time. I
Well,
checked.
yeah, but we weren't counting that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like recently YouTube had like 6 months ago I was looking up Joker quotes. So recently YouTube is just showing me 2004 Batman, and I'm fucking falling in love with my early teens and middle teens are all over again.
You know, it's funny you bring up YouTube because Zivith was so kind to point out that I forgot to bring up something regarding YouTube because there's been a bit of news regarding them. Zivith?
Oh,
Yeah, they got a new CEO that's probably gonna be worse.
I was gonna let
Susan
Zivith talk about that, but yeah.
Let's hear, guys. Susan
already
is
dubbed
finally gone. That fucking dinosaur is gone. Freedom for YouTube and all of us.
Let's hope so.
But the new guy won't let you say fuck. Fuck, fuckity, fuck, fuck, fuck.
no, you know what?
My
No, it's
only
worse
fear
than
is that she pulls a Vince McMahon and returns in 6 months.
I mean, I don't know about that one.
I've heard she's basically quitting the entirety of the YouTube Google organization as a whole.
Yeah.
Wow.
She's basically retiring.
We're all like
Vince
super
McMahon also said he retires until he was back 6 months later.
Ah, you're
It's
right.
Because Vince is trying to sell his company for $5 billion. Vince, just go in a hole, bury yourself, and don't wake up the next morning. Vince, you're a piece of shit.
It's like everyone was celebrating that Susan was leaving YouTube, but the new CEO that we are getting or might be getting was literally the one who was trying to get NFTs on the platform. So it's like, chances
We
are the
lose either
CEO
way.
is
Yeah.
yeah we're fucked.
Yeah.
Your
Let's-
CEO wants to get rid of cursing, but bring back NFTs.
It's like we're all like, yay, the evil has been defeated. Susan is leaving. And a new
6
CEO.
months
Actually,
later, oh, she's back.
I got something for this. Hold on, Nashi. Would you get copyrighted if I play this?
You shouldn't be playing anything, man. Just
Okay,
drop a
so
link to it in the
basic-
chat.
Basically Megamind.
Yeah,
Oh.
I was about to, that's the joke I was about to make. So it's
Then
like,
go for it.
yay, yay, Susan has been defeated. We're safe. She's leaving. New CEO. Actually, you all are under new management.
That's what I was thinking.
Same
Exactly.
same with Kashtira and Yu-Gi-Oh! Actually, you are just under new management.
Yeah.
You saved us from the tears, Cash. How can we ever repay you? Actually, you all are just under new management.
There you go. I dropped the meme in the
There we
chat.
go.
I knew where you were going with that. I was looking it up. All right, so we've covered just about everything that I can think of. Anyone else got anything else? Because we could probably close the show right around here.
I did just find this on Twitter.
Uh-oh.
Detective Pikachu 2.
Oh,
Electric
God.
Boogaloo?
I
If
mean,
they had that part, might give it a chance.
honestly,
Well-
if it wasn't an Electric Boogaloo, I don't think it'd be Pikachu 2.
No. I mean, I haven't actually
I
watched
was
the
wait. I was
One more
waiting
move
for
into
the
Electric
second
Avenue,
movie
and then
to
we
be
go
honest.
higher.
The answer you don't.
What were you saying,
I
Zivith?
actually haven't watched the first Detective Pikachu, but I have heard that it is pretty good. So
It's not bad.
I
I
remember
said
when
I was waiting for the second movie already, and in the anime we also get a new Pikachu.
Oh yeah, that reminds me. The Pokemon anime is officially retiring Ash.
that's
Yeah.
right.
Ash
Thank
and
God.
Team Rocket. So it's like,
Pikachu will return, but another one.
Of
It will
course,
be
yeah.
Captain
We just got a
Pikachu.
trailer for the new anime.
Ash is finally being given up, but yet at the same time, Team Rocket are also following suit. Everyone's like, "Oh, I'm sad Ash is leaving," and I'm over here like, "No, Team Rocket, Jesse and James and Meow, yeah, Jesse, James, Jesse and Meowth, like they took that entire show for me as a kid. They were the best parts in my opinion. Ash
Oh, yeah.
and Boo,
Oh yeah, Jesse James Meowth made you go like, there can never be another trio of bad villains because they were doing their job good that one season later on in the series. But other than that, they just were fuck ups. But they kept coming back. That's something I was maybe respect.
The new characters look better, to be honest. If you that
Yes.
plus Pikachu with a fucking sailor's hat, and then you got JoJo, you got the Weed Cat, and then you got the Goober who can't do math fire Pokemon.
Yeah, the Derp Apple.
Yeah. This Pikachu has the drip.
Yeah. No. This Pikachu has a drip like the Gen 3 Pikachu with the Nacho with the Lucha Libre costume.
Completely dripped out of his mind.
I love Lucha Libre Pikachu is my favorite.
Oh, you mean Pikawan?
And the best part is, Lucha Libre Pikachu is a girl.
Because I watch a lot of I watch oh no, I don't watch Devil Artemis. We had a fallout back in 2019.
That's fair, but still, Pikawan is funny.
I had a fallout in 2019. I used to like the dude.
Indeed.
There's a chance that soon Time Lords will be entering into Duel Links.
Their effects nerfed, right?
No.
we're
No.
talking
And
about a mobile game.
Sandron will only deal 1,000 damage.
Yeah.
We're talking about a Yu-Gi-Oh mobile game that literally has anime-based cards with the anime effects that are really fucking broken. So I doubt it.
Yeah.
Time Lords are gonna become Fur Hire all over again.
Yeah.
Something like that. This actually might be
And-
an area where they do well.
Yeah, and In time, it'll be. Don't forget to click below to subscribe to the official Doctor Who YouTube channel.
I saw
Because
where you shared that. That was funny.
Yeah, no. Don't forget.
Indeed.
Don't forget to click below if you want to choke a time thief player. With then beat them with a tire iron.
Indeed.
Well, I guess this is a good place to end the show, huh?
I
Yeah.
mean,
All right. Well, this has been a fantastic show.
Oh, y'all was trying to say something.
Oh, sorry. Thank you, everybody, for coming to the show tonight, and thank you, everybody who decided to watch live and watch after. We record on the first Friday of every month, which means that the next show should be recorded live on April 7th.
oh
After
fucking Jesus!
WrestleMania.
Yes, because we had a 4-week month last time. So,
That's good.
so thank you again for everybody who decided to show up, and we will see you in the next show.
Yes.
Ta-ra.
Bye, everybody. Be safe and
Bye.
have fun.
See ya.
Eat chicken.